Let's go, guys. We got this.
Energy's
Wildcats
a 10.
on 3.
Wildcats on 3. 1, 2, 3. Wildcats. All right. Welcome along to a new season of the Perth Wildcast. My name is Daniel Leach. They allowed me back. I have no idea why, but I'm stoked to be here once again for another season of the Wildcast. We've got a brand new season that is upon us. We've got a brand new look in terms of how the Wildcats look, in terms of logos, in terms of team on court, including team in here in the Perth Wildcast. Joining me, relatively brand new acquisition, but has been part of the Wildcats in the past. It's great to have Sunday Dech back, part of the Wildcats, and here as part of the Perth Wildcast. Sunday, hello.
Hey, Dan, how are you? Look, I'd like to think they've got an upgrade on last season with Chiba and myself.
Well,
Or am I being too premature on that?
I'll breach that subject in about 30 seconds from
Okay,
now. But
my
you're
bad.
right.
I jumped the gun.
That's all right. You're allowed to. It's the first episode. And also joining us from the Perth Lynx, an absolute gun with the basketball, top player, has done some coaching in the past, just knows her way around the basketball court. Alex Ciabattoni is with us. Chiba, hello, welcome.
Hello, welcome. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
That's all right. Okay, so let's talk about last season here on the Wildcast, because we had Elijah Pepper and we had Mila Sowa. Now, we know Mila Sowa has gone and left and gone to Townsville, I'm pretty sure it was.
Yep, she's gone back home.
She has, and I understand that, but it did leave a hole here in the Wildcast. I thought, how are we going to do? And then Gaundy, the wonderful media person behind the scenes, has gone, Chiba's your gal. I'm like, fantastic. Because as someone who comes from the Southwest, I know that there's a little bit of Southwest pride because you coached at the Southwest Slammers. You married at the moment to James Goodlad, who played at the Slammers for a while.
He's from the Southwest, from
He's
Bunbury.
indeed, yeah.
There you go.
So I'm like, yes, that's good. And then Sunday Dech comes along, joins the team, and I think there might have been a mutiny. In that the Sunday, I think Sunday just came and just went, nah, Pep, you don't need to be part of this anymore. I've got this. This is my spot.
Yeah, big boyed him. Big boyed him.
Did you?
Yeah.
I like it.
Wait, I just want to unpack. So you coached at the Slammers?
Yeah.
One season.
Really?
One season, NBL 1.
A player and
Wow.
coach, weren't you?
Kind of. I was only going to coach. It's a story. And then felt better than I thought I would after I had a baby and decided I'd have a run and try and come back. And here we are.
I don't mind that. That's fine.
So you retired,
Yeah.
just got, nah, I've still got it. Let me come back.
One more time.
That's pretty much what
We
happened.
literally, the full story is we lost the grand final, like the WNBL grand final. We should have won.
Mm-hmm.
I pretty much like threw a tantrum, was like, I'm never playing this sport again. Got pregnant the next week. Was like, I'm done. And then a year later, started getting the itch back again. And I was like, well, maybe we'll have one more crack.
It's not
Wow.
an easy thing to coach at all. To do it when you've, as you said, you've just gotten yourself pregnant. You've just left basketball and you've probably got a nasty taste in your mouth. You think, whatever. What was the decision like to actually decide to go and coach? And would you like to do it again down the track?
Yeah, it wasn't something that I thought I would necessarily transition to. It was a bit of like right place, right time. And I had a relationship with some of the girls in the club and I thought it would be such a cool opportunity, something like that would look good on my resume, you know, still around, but don't necessarily have that pressure to play and win.
Yeah.
And coming back from, you know, having a child, I didn't know how I would be. So it's a cool opportunity. I think it is something that I would review, but much later
Yeah.
down the line, and wouldn't necessarily recommend with a 6-week-old driving that drive to Bunbury. And yeah, no,
Because did you base yourself still in Perth while doing that?
kind of is
Yeah.
Rockingham, Perth. I'm not sure, but
Close
yeah.
enough.
It's on the outskirts.
It is, isn't it? And for you, Sunday, is that something down the track? I know for a few minutes into the podcast, we're already talking about coaching down the track. Is that something, once you get towards the end of your career, is that something you thought of? Or it's like, I'd love to be able to get into coaching?
Look, I've got mixed emotions about it, to be honest with you. Early on, you're like, nah, never do it. Like, everyone hates the coaches, you know. When you lose, it's all your fault. When the team wins, the team gets all the credit, you know. So things like that obviously play in the back of your mind. But I was going to ask, actually, Chiba, did you find an appreciation for your past coaches and what you had to deal with while you were doing it?
Absolutely. And I'm sure the amount of messages I received from everyone that had ever coached me,
Yeah.
being like, welcome, and I hope that you have to coach someone just like you.
Because it's fascinating, like, even at sort of like the early level of, say, SPL, there's a lot of times where that team will go, all right, we need you to help coach out with, say, the wobble teams and things like that. So I assume even then when you're playing, like, early days, but also doing a little bit of wobble coaching, that you're probably thinking, oh, whatever, coaching,
Yeah.
I'd be great at this, or oh, who cares, whatever. But to get a deep appreciation of it, doing it yourself for a sort of top line sort of level, that's tough.
It is, and like even things that I don't always appreciate as a player, I have got better at. Like watching film.
Yes.
Oh man, like I have, as I said, I have got better, but previously I was like, you couldn't pay me to watch that, like. And then being on the other end and spending hours cutting it and doing the scout, and then the girls show up and be like, oh, what? Is she left-handed? I was like, I've just wasted my entire week. I started bribing them. I would put like words in the middle of the scout, like, I'll pay you $5 if you text me Yoda.
Yes. Oh,
like just to see who was reading it.
Yes.
No, I agree. I've had coaches who have done that. Obviously just to make sure everyone's watching film, they'll put, hey, first person to, tell us Walls on film gets $50 or something like that. Or they'll put a funny clip and they'll know who hasn't seen it because it's highly personal to the group. So it's a trick there that coaches use to make sure they can keep an eye on who's watching film. But I mean, all the software these days as well they can see who's logged on, they can see how many minutes you've watched, they can see precisely what you're doing.
I have a funny story on that, actually.
Oh.
1 year, I gave my mum, she's obsessed with basketball, my login. So like my film hours that season
was through the
off
roof.
the chart. Like couldn't work out why I couldn't remember the scout, but did have like 20 hours of film a week racked up.
Wow.
That's all that counts, right?
Yeah.
That's true.
It's fine. It wasn't for Ryan, so it's all good.
So I had it jotted down on my little notes here. We just sort of feel our way through the first few minutes or so. You two, it's like you've known each other for 30 years. This is a great start to the podcast, guys.
That's good.
Very soon in the podcast, we are going to talk about what is a huge game coming up. Round number 1 is not too far away, and it is the first game of the season for the Wildcats up against the Tasmania Jack Jumpers. We'll talk about how the Lynx are going to go this season. A whole lot that we are going to cover in the podcast today. Sunday coming back to the Wildcats. Let's quickly talk about that because it is obviously great to have you back in red. What was the decision? Like, how did that process go end of last season to getting to now and being back as part of the Wildcats?
Yeah, look, I think when the season wraps up, obviously there's always just one winner and everyone else loses. So yeah, our season wrapped up a little earlier than we would have liked in Adelaide, and there's always a decompression process there that you have to kind of exhale a bit. I know myself and a lot of people just get sick, like right after the season finishes, you just get crook, and I think it's just the emotions and the roller coaster of everything that's happened over the past 6 to 8 months. And for myself, I sat down with my friends and family and close ones, and the decision was to what's next. And I think my time in Adelaide had just come to an end and we're ready to move on. And I had a criteria of things and list of things that we wanted to tick off in terms of the style of play, the team we're looking for, the family fit and stuff like that. And yeah, so it came to a short list pretty quickly. And the Wildcats, soon became the front runners, right? I think off court ticked all our boxes, and with myself and partner Charlotte, and we're both from WA, both our families are here, and it makes sense, right? I think taking that next step in our lives made sense to be back home in Perth. And talking to JR, Danny, the assistant coaches, they really put a lot of effort into, showing me film, showing me the style of play they want to implement and things like that, because obviously it's important, right, to win games, but it's how you win as well. As Chiba, you could appreciate, you can prepare the best you can and do everything right, but then come game day, it just doesn't go your way. Or you could have the worst week of training, worst preparation, but you come to the game and you win, and you think that's the formula. So didn't really want that route. So talking to JR and the assistants, they really laid out, a plan offensively and defensively, how the team would play, what it would look like, the type of players they were trying to recruit. And it was super exciting, right? I think it's no secret that Perth could score the ball at a high level over the past couple of years with JR at the helm. But but it was defensive that they really wanted to improve, and that's my bread and butter, right? So that was super exciting. And yeah, when they laid that out, put together a plan of how they were going to do it and what the team was going to look like, that kind of ticked all my boxes and made coming home a no-brainer.
And playing NBL 1 just recently over in the East Coast, playing for the Knox Raiders, Defensive Player of the Year. So you hear that, and if you're a Wildcats fan and you talk about defense, you go, oh, okay, we're in here. How, when you started playing at the Wildcats, what are we now, like 10, 11, 12 years ago?
Yeah, long time
obviously,
ago.
Making your way through the early stages to now.
Dan, you're making me sound old, man.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah, I
going on
know.
here?
I just realized that. I'm like, you're not that old. Gosh. But getting to when you left at the Wildcats, let's talk about when you left at the Wildcats to now. Has defense been the big thing that you've worked on, or what's the one part of your game where you're like, this is something huge that I'm bringing to the team this season?
Look, I think let's unpack that a bit, right? I think
Okay.
when I first came to the team, I was just bright-eyed young kid just coming in, not knowing what's what, and
10 years of age. There you go.
not quite. But just thought, that's just what you did. You made a plan, you followed it, and you won championships. So it looked easy because we had just had such great role models and people on the team at that time. And, I think I was really shaped and nurtured by, like Tom Jervis, Jesse Wagstaff, Sean Redditch, Greg Hire, guys like that. It's household names here in the West when you're talking about Wildcats in the heyday. And yeah, like the way they went about their business just allowed me to pick up some really good habits. And obviously having Trevor Gleeson as our head coach, defense was a staple. Obviously you had the fearless leader in Damo, but then you had 8, 9 other guys behind him who just bought in and defended. And I think we talked about it the other day, and Jesse brought up, we were reminiscing, and he was just like, back in the day, you just, when some people would talk about the Wildcats and they'd be like, damn, that's a relentless team. Like everyone was just like, yeah, because that's what you wanted, right? You want to be relentless, game in and game out. So I guess to bring it back to now, moving over east when I left the Cats, I, learned a lot here, and I kind of just wanted to spread my wings and expand my game a bit and go, obviously hone my craft. And yeah, obviously I've learned a lot through experience, through wins, through losses, through, ups and downs as the nature of the game goes. And coming back, I think I've got a wealth of knowledge that, I'm kind of helping to add to the group. And, you talked about coaching earlier, and I think it's one of those things, right, that we're always coaching, whether you're helping a teammate, whether you're watching film for yourself, or you're coaching yourself, or you're coaching young kids, right? Obviously, Trevor, you got a little one, like, whether you're coaching him, it's just one of those things that you're always coaching, but you just don't know it until the time comes. So for myself, it's a lot of imparting the knowledge and the experiences I've learned to the young guys, but then also bringing my skill set, which is obviously defensive minded, shooting threes, and just bringing that energy and tenacity on both ends of the court, game in and game out. So yeah, I don't know if that answers your question, but hopefully that's something that I can bring to the team night in and night out.
I cannot wait. It's going to be great to see it at RAC Arena very, very soon. As we mentioned, the first home game of the season, Saturday night up against the Tasmanian Jack Jumpers. Tip-off is at 6 p.m. If you want details about it, wildcats.com.au for it. Now, this being the first episode of the new season of the podcast, generally we will get guests in throughout the season, but you two are brand new at this.
Yeah.
We haven't had the chance to get you on for the podcast before. So it's only right that we do a bit of getting to know you over the next sort of 10 minutes or so. So I'll pose some questions to both Sunday and to Chibba here, and hopefully we'll get some insightful answers or absolute rubbish. We'll see how it goes over the next 10 minutes
You know what, Dan? They'll never know.
That's a good point.
They will never know.
They've got no idea. Yeah. Chibba, let me start with you. Trash talker on the court. You are a trash talker or not?
I am not. I literally don't say anything. I'm so awkward. I don't even look like I want to be there half the time. Absolutely not. I'll laugh at someone when they try and talk trash to me.
So that's an interesting one, because it's more like, yes, you can be a trash talker, but if you're not used to being a trash talker, but people trash talk back to you, you find that like amusing?
I do.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything for me. I'm just like, this is wild. Like, why?
Question: what's the what's the craziest thing someone's told you in a game?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like,
We can bleep it if we really need to.
no. I don't know. I feel like people don't say that much because I don't buy in.
Yeah.
So then they'll just be like,
Because that's what they're looking for, right?
Yeah.
They're looking for a back and forth to get them going, get them like amped up.
yeah,
So,
try and make themselves feel good.
Yeah.
Sunday, I don't see you as a trash talker.
No, I don't.
That's a letdown.
I mean, I'll subtly talk some trash, like
Okay.
just
You're
but
you're like a silent assassin sort of thing.
yeah, similar to Chiba. Like I'll laugh at someone, if they're
Yeah.
talking trash,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, and then or I'll be like, all right, you want to talk trash? Hey, just deny everyone, leave me and them one-on-one because
Okay.
I think on my night I don't think anyone's scoring on me. So
Good.
I like that.
so just talk trash in that way, or just holding him to nothing and just smiling at him because they know you know. You know
That's
what
true.
I mean?
That is very true. Sunday, favorite memory of a fan interaction that you might have?
Oh, it's actually here at the Cats.
Okay.
Obviously I played for Adelaide the last 5 years and Devlin, he sits behind our bench and he's a massive heckler the whole game, just going after us. And I don't know what he said once, but one of our teammates literally left the court and went to him and was like, mate, you need to stop, And he just looked at me and just gave a wink. And I'm like, oh, he's got us. This is exactly what he wants.
That's
Don't
true.
buy into it. So, yeah. He owns a restaurant down here or,
Oh, it's Subi Way.
yeah, or
Oh.
a cigar shop. I don't know. But yeah, massive heckler. Because, usually you don't try to buy into the fans, right? And as
Sometimes
soon
they
as
just get you.
as soon as you engage them, they've got you.
100%.
And yeah, we ended up losing that game, safe to say.
Devlin, if you were to just drop into the DMs, that'd be good, mate. Well, if it is a restaurant, I totally want to be there. Chiba, fan interaction for you.
Mine's probably opposite. I think for me, it's like we were on the road. No, it was a WNBL awards night, and they had a young girl that came to the awards night to present. And had a bit of a conversation with her. She was super sweet. And then like the next Bendigo game we went to, she showed up and she's like wearing her like Lynx jersey, like coming to meet all
how
the
good.
players and like everything. And it's just so sweet. And it's like it's rare to see you meet someone in Melbourne,
Yeah.
and then like one interaction can then change, I guess in this case, who they go for. So I thought that was pretty. That was pretty cool.
Awesome. Just obviously, I just want to touch point on that, right? I think as athletes, we lose sight of the impact we have to kids and the wider community at times, right? Because like Chiba's story, all it takes is just one interaction, and you've made someone's day or changed their trajectory of what they wanted to do or who they wanted to be. So I think as athletes, like we forget sometimes because we're in our own little bubble and cocoon, but there's everyone's watching everything you do, just from the way you present, the way you walk, the way you talk. And I think it's important that, we kind of remember that at the back of our mind.
100%.
100%
And
agree.
something that has been a big focus throughout almost the entire history of the Perth Wildcats has been, getting out there in the community, going to schools, and trying. There was that culture thing that was a big thing under Jack Bendat, and that is still continuing to this day. Does that get drilled into you guys? Start of the season, going into certain games, just like culture inside the team?
Oh, mate, when you sign for the Wildcats, it's, you know what you're getting yourself into, right?
Yeah.
I think it's community is a huge aspect. And I don't think a lot of people appreciate the amount of hours and time we spend in the community. We do, minimum 3 promos a week for the last month, right? And that's the impact that's lasting, right? Because now you go to a game, kids 10 years old, they grow up becoming a Wildcats fan. Then their kids will be Wildcats fans, then their kids' kids. So that's a massive part of it. And it's a massive pillar of obviously what we do at the Cats. But no, it is drilled into you organically. Because when you sign with the Wildcats, you just know you've got a lot of promos, but you know why you do them, and you're going to do them the right way. They leave no questions asked there. So
For sure.
it's, I grew up here, so it's all I know. And when you go over East, you do appreciate like the amount of time and effort you put in here, right? Because it comes back. Like when you play and you've got 13 to 15,000 people, that's why.
Yep.
Because they know you, they know your name, they see you in the community, they see your face a lot, and that stuff pays dividends, especially when you've got a first home opener and everyone's cheering for you, And I've been on the other end of that where you're the opposition and you get stuck on the bad end of a run. It's like a tsunami, right? You can't really catch your breath.
100%. Let's move to TV shows. What you binging at the moment, Chiba?
Oh man. The Summer I Turned Pretty.
Oh, okay. Netflix is that one, yeah?
Amazon Prime.
Amazon,
Yeah.
okay.
Get around it. It's pretty
Season
good.
2?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, give me a short sort of idea of what it's about. Because I've looked at it and I'm like,
Yeah, look. It's just like a, one of those corny kind of little love shows, bit of drama.
Oh, great. I'm hooked now.
Yeah.
You've really sold it for me,
Chilla.
Chiba.
I wish I
sell
had
it more.
something better. I got nothing.
That's all right.
Sometimes I'm watching it and I'm like, I don't even know I'm watching this, but it's good. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know.
Sunday?
No TV shows at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the last one you were like hooked on?
The Lincoln Lawyer?
Oh.
Yeah, that was the last one my partner and I watched.
Lincoln Lawyer. Now, who was in that?
See, I'm terrible at knowing actors' names.
This is why I have Google right next to me.
I just know who they play in
The show.
yeah.
Okay. Lincoln Lawyer. All right,
yeah.
look out for that. That one's on Netflix.
Yeah, really, really good one.
Okay. There's an Aussie in there. Angus Sampson. Okay, I'm looking out for that. Neve Campbell used to be in what was it? What was that movie that everyone was talking about? Anyway, let's move on. Cruel Intentions. That's the one I was looking for from Gaundi, media guy.
Do you see why he went to Gaundi?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I knew he'd know it. I know he would have
Over our head.
binged it as a kid.
I just panicked.
What is the most unexpected song we'd find on your playlist Sunday?
Unexpected song.
Unexpected.
I've
Like you got a bit of Lady Gaga in there, or you got a bit of country or something like that.
got a whole genre of Taylor Swift.
Same.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Are we a mad Swiftie?
Absolutely.
Yeah, mad
Yeah?
Swiftie.
Have you travelled to go see her play?
No, I
Haven't had
can't
a
say I
chance.
have. Yeah. Let's say I haven't had the chance to.
Oh, okay, righto. Someone stopped you? Chipper?
I'm a big Taylor Swift fan too,
Okay.
but that or like I really love country music. That's like my
Yeah.
guilty little pleasure.
It's making a huge comeback in the last couple of years.
I mean, you're from Rockingham, right? That's pretty much
I'm
country.
from Adelaide,
Hello.
actually, but
Well, you live in
I
Rockingham,
live in
so-
Rockingham. I'm not sure
Very-
they would know about country music down there though.
Which part of Adelaide?
Near Glenelg.
Oh, okay. Oh, Glenelg.
Well, if I tell you, well, I guess you did live there for a while,
You
but
did.
Lived
did.
in Adelaide for 5 years.
yeah, true.
He
We
does
kind of
know a little
swapped.
bit.
You came here, you
Yeah.
went there, and I came here.
Favorite team you grew up for, whether it be basketball or other sporting team that was your go-to team, Chibba?
Port Adelaide Power.
Oh, Port
Yes.
fan.
Yes, I'm a big Port fan.
No, that's the wrong team.
Rough
Anyway.
year.
Oh
Rough
man,
year.
it's been a rough 10
Um,
years.
So I got to ask,
Can't win a game in finals.
are you happy or sad that Ken's leaving? Because there's
Ooh,
some
that's
mixed
a
reviews. There's some
Big
mixed reviews.
call Sunday.
I know.
I feel like Ken would be a lovely guy. Like, let's just leave that. Say that.
Leave it there.
But at some point, you have to win a finals game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Like,
Josh Carr takes over.
think he has a lot of potential.
Yeah.
Only like they just need experienced assistant
Just some
coach
cattle
around
But
him.
they need some cattle as well.
Yeah.
They,
yeah.
Who'd they just hire? They just hired an
I did
experienced assistant, actually.
I did see it. Don't know though.
Don't know the name.
No.
Sunday.
Bring back
you're-
Choco, I say.
Oh, hello.
Well,
Wow.
actually, he just got let go.
He got
from
let go.
Melbourne,
Bring
so-
him in.
Yeah.
Bring him back.
Sunday, your team growing up?
My team growing up, obviously, I'm a huge soccer fan,
Okay.
and Barcelona.
Oh, very nice.
Ooh,
Grew up watching
wow.
Messi,
Messi.
in his heyday.
Yes.
Now we've got Lamine Yamal, who's obviously the next superstar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, massive soccer fan.
Great team. Other sports or hobbies that you do outside of basketball Sunday?
Play a bit of golf.
Oh, what's your
Um,
handicap?
Cool.
I try to play golf.
So you don't quite have a good enough handicap to tell
No,
us
no,
that?
yeah.
Right,
Oh,
okay.
you know who does though? Dylan Windler.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's the real deal.
Yes. He is a gun on the golf course.
Yeah.
Are you getting tips off him?
Nah, you just watch because he's your teammate. You don't want to be getting tips off him, you know?
But if he's that good, why not? If
Nah.
you're wanting to get into golf, I think he's a perfect person to go, come on, show me the way.
See, Dan, the thing is, I'm not wanting to get into golf. am into golf.
Okay.
You know, I'm
Right.
just not doing Windler level.
Yeah, but you're getting yourself ready for when you're in your 40s, your 50s, and 60s.
I feel like men just age into golf.
They do.
Like you all just hit an age and it's mind blowing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I could go home to my wife. Better go play golf.
For 3 hours.
I think certain people do golf for many different reasons, whether it's to get away from the kids or the family. I'm not too sure.
It's passive recovery.
Sure.
You know,
Okay, I'm
you're
sure that.
walking, you're out in nature.
Yeah, a lot of the mates I know that play golf, I'm sure that's the reason. Yeah, exactly. Chibba, what about you?
Nothing really at the moment, but I always used to play netball. Love it.
Okay.
A lot of fun. Yeah, I don't know.
Were you in netball first, then into basketball, or were you at the same time, or what was the goal?
Always was like basketball was always the main one. Netball was always for fun. All my friends played. It was just a good time.
Did you find that they, you know, complemented each other?
Yeah, you think I'd be better at defense. But yeah, they do, I feel.
Overrated.
Yeah. What is your position playing netball?
Goal attack, so I guess
Oh,
that
well,
does
of
explain
course
a
you are.
lot.
Yeah,
Shooter.
of course. Yeah, that's
Selfish.
no big surprise. Mentors that you had growing up getting into the game, Sunday?
Well, I had a couple.
Mm-hmm.
I started late to the game, so I had some really good coaches early on, and my brother was a big one, Solomon, Adam Ford, who's head coach of the Cairns Taipans right now,
Yep.
and Steve Williams, he was our junior coach.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah, we had a cohort there at East Perth Eagles of young guys who have done really, really well. There's obviously Dwop Reith, who plays for the Portland Trailblazers.
Yes.
It's myself here, Keanu Pinder, who's at the Wildcats for a couple of years there, and JLA, who's just joined us. So, yeah, us coming through juniors were really, really good, and those three guys were my main mentors.
Fantastic. Chibba?
That is a solid crew.
It's not bad, is
That
it?
is, yeah.
That's a good ride or die.
Yeah. I guess for me, like it's a combination, my mentors and whoever like influenced me the most. Like my mum was the first one. She was my first ever coach and like got me into the game. And then Boddy and Ilse Nodge, they've worked for
Adelaide.
Yes.
Yeah, I know Boddy.
Yeah, legend. Done a lot of like media and that, but he was a super high level coach. Ilse played for Australia. But they coached me all through my juniors and like had the biggest impact on my career. And you know, I'm still really close with them. And if I need anything, I still give them a call. And then player wise, Rachel Spawn was playing for Adelaide back when I was a junior, and similar to what we said about before about being a fan, she like came to our school and did like a talk, and then since then I was like, you're my idol, like you're my favorite
How
person
awesome is
ever.
that?
So yeah,
She's one of the first ones I remember being an Opal as an absolute superstar.
yeah,
Rachel Spawn, like just vividly in my mind, growing up in the sort of early 90s, in the mid 90s, when she was playing, like, yeah, she was just the player for the Opals and playing in WNBL as well.
yeah, just like so dominant, and then like just so like she played. It was just effortless watching her, and
Just easy.
just easy, and
Is she from Adelaide?
yeah,
You see, there's a lot of sports people from Adelaide. You know, even in my time there, it blew my mind how many high level athletes are from. You know, you don't consider Adelaide like one of the major cities in Australia.
No.
It is a big city, but you know, it's not like per capita, not like Melbourne or Sydney or Brisbane. Perth's up there too, but yeah, like obviously Joe Ingles from the basketball front. Like, there's just been a lot of good sports people from there.
yeah. No, there has, and I feel like sometimes we overachieve for how small we are.
Yet they all want to leave Adelaide. Why is that? No, I'm kidding.
Well, we can get into that.
It's the water.
I'm allowed to say that. I'm not the player and I don't have to impress anybody. Do you collect any memorabilia or like jerseys or sneakers, Chibba? Are you a collector of anything like that?
I am not a collector of anything.
So you go into your house and there's not much basketball stuff around.
Oh no, there's nothing. No one would know I played.
Really?
I have some Kobe's. I wore them
Yeah.
once. They're really uncomfortable. That's
Really?
probably the only almost
Which
merch.
ones?
I think like I don't even know. Honestly, I couldn't even tell you. There's some white and gold ones, and there's some orange ones.
Orange ones, all right.
I feel like Sunday you would be a bit of a hoarder.
No, I'm
That's-
not actually.
You're not?
Yeah.
I thought you would be.
No, funnily enough, my partner is the one that hoards everything.
Mhm.
She collects all the jerseys, everything, and just sends them off to my mum's house. So
That's nice.
yeah, mum's got everything. If you go there,
She's got the shrine set up at home.
Mate, don't tell my siblings. They'll have a field day.
No, that's the case.
No, she's mum's got a lot of stuff, but Charlotte, yeah, she keeps a lot of stuff. Because I'm just like, "Oh, I don't need it. Just throw it out. We get new gear every single year.
I know.
It becomes overwhelming.
Now, if you were to play a game of one-on-one against anyone in basketball, living or dead, or has already, finished up their career, who would it be?
Am I trying to win or lose?
That is completely up to you.
Always trying to win, Ciba. Come on,
Well,
you have to.
yeah, you're right. But
But the idea of playing against someone like that you rate so highly, and it's like, well, if I lose, I lose. If I win, great. But I get to play against this person.
Yeah, for me it'd be Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Obviously R.I.P. He was a big inspiration for me growing up. Just the way he approached the game and the things he was able to accomplish in his career. Yeah, and it's fitting that I'm wearing number 8 this year for him as well. So that's he's not the sole reason, but he's one of the reasons. So that was pretty cool. Yeah.
to be fair, mine's the same, which is kind of disappointing. But yeah,
Let's go.
and I'm also number 8.
Is it disappointing though?
Nah,
I think
he
it's
is the
good.
GOAT. Like he's
100%.
Underappreciated.
Yeah, probably. No, I know what you mean.
If you're
you get in
talking-
conversations, everyone
Yeah.
usually goes Jordan and LeBron, where it doesn't feel like Kobe's in that convo as much as he should be.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
I agree.
that's fair. That's fair. Okay, I love this question. If you had to describe your playing style as an animal, what animal would it be, Ciba?
I feel like a sloth.
Oh,
Come on! I can't have
What's
that.
like a super lackadaisical animal?
Well, sloth, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a koala bear?
Koala? I don't know. Definitely not a kangaroo. Nothing bouncy.
not a
or
kangaroo.
Nothing.
Oh, maybe I'll go a honey badger.
I like,
That's
There we go.
paying homage to the great Nick Cummins too.
Yes, Nick Cummins, Dan Ricciardo, a couple of absolute stonking honey badgers. I don't mind that. All right. I think we've got to know you a fair bit there. That's good. Very well done, guys. Very, very happy with that. Let's talk about games coming up because we are not too far away from the season getting underway for both the Wildcats and the Lynx. The Lynx have their official season kicking off on Sunday, October 19th, so it's a little bit of a distance away, but very soon pre-season tournament that's going to be happening in Townsville. Just recently, the Lynx were in Kalgoorlie, playing a couple of games there, taking on the Bendigo Spirit. In terms of getting out in the community pre-season, being able to go to places like Kalgoorlie, to Geraldton, to the Southwest, Albany, places like that, and actually, one, obviously shake the cobwebs out, but also two, fan engagement. Huge to be able to do that throughout the early sort of leading to the season, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the biggest problems we've had, typically being from Perth, is finding preseason games. And I know the WNBL hasn't always had tournaments or opportunities to play. So to get the opportunity to go to Kalgoorlie, shout out to Northern Star for sending us out there.
Indeed.
And to get to play Bendigo, have a bit of a hit out, see how we're going, how our defense, offense looks. It will be huge for us and just give us a bit more direction heading into Townsville. Yeah, it's a great experience, and I know we're doing a lot of community work while we're there, which is always exciting and always love. And I know it means a lot to the regional kids. They don't always get the opportunity.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and Bendigo were last year's champs, weren't they?
Yep, they were.
Don't remind us.
I know.
Don't.
Does that add a bit of fuel to the fire, or not really? It's kind of just pre-season getting warmed up.
A little bit. I think they last year they looked unreal from the start. I don't know if you watched much of them play, but they were just such a well-oiled machine. So it does make you want to go out there and compete a bit harder and just see how we match up, or see how everything goes against them.
What is the big thing this preseason that you have been working on in terms of a team to get yourself to that next level?
I think for us, I don't know how much you've seen of our style of play, but it's always been very quick and we're very good in transition, and that's kind of something that's been our strength, but it's also been our downfall. Once that breaks down, we kind of haven't had much to fall back on. So this year, just having options, having more discipline in offense, having a second side, having more focus on getting through things and setting better screens. And so hopefully that's something that does transition into our season and everyone can see a big improvement.
Okay. And the Wildcats, Pilbara, bit of preseason action that we've seen in the past. And obviously you guys getting out and about into the regions as well. Have you found that?
Oh, they've been phenomenal. I think just to double down on what Chiba said, it's, you're getting in front of an audience that doesn't usually get a chance to, experience both teams up there and, us being in the community, us in the flesh. And it's important, right? Because we're the two basketball teams here in WA and we get support from all up and down the coast, up and down WA. And yeah, it's important to get up there because they're just so appreciative, and I think for us, we've done a lot of regional work through the help and support of Rio Tinto, who are a major sponsor, and they've done a phenomenal job in kind of integrating us into their community programs and stuff, which we do a lot of here in Perth, but to get us up north to the Pilbara has been phenomenal, right? And I think, we talked about touching lifelong fans earlier. I think we've definitely built a couple of those relationships up there that these people support the Wildcats and the Lynx for years to come.
And of course, the international series has just recently happened as well. The Wildcats, Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, and also two of the Japanese teams that have come through, the Ryukyu Golden Kings and the Sunrockers Shibuya that have come to town. Of course, the Wildcats last season in the preseason went to Japan and played a few sort of scratch matches here and there to be able to get a couple of the Japanese teams here to Perth and see what they're about. And that's been great to be able to do. It's a great little association.
100%. It's been phenomenal. And I think from a club standpoint, right, you can get bogged down into the NBL and the grit and grind here. So it's a refreshing preseason trip that the team went on last year and this year as well, just to experience a different style of play, understand different cultures and stuff and how they go about it. And in the hopes of always expanding what you do, right? And I think playing against the Japanese teams is a real eye-opener for us because they play a different brand and one where we can incorporate some of what they do into our offense and defenses as well. And, I think it's a relationship that us at the Wildcats want to nurture for years to come because, you can pass, you don't want to pass notes or game plan, but you can do that throughout the year and just keep in touch and eyes on, who maybe they're recruiting, who we're recruiting, maybe even just some cross-coaching and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's super important. And for us as players, like you're playing someone outside of the NBL is always welcomed. And last year, the team got to go to Japan and you always welcome a trip to Japan. And this year, they come to us and get to experience what WA is like.
Now, Chiba, have you been to Japan before?
I haven't. It's actually number one on my bucket list at the moment.
The man Sunday Dech has indeed been to Japan. You're part of the NBL1 select team, is that right?
NBL select team.
The NBL select team, sorry. Yeah. What was that experience like?
Oh, unreal.
What are we talking about? Like a couple of seasons back or?
No, it was earlier this year.
Oh, it was earlier this year?
Yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't sure about that. Okay.
Yeah, I think we went in June.
Yeah.
And yeah, the NBL, obviously just to keep building that relationship with the B League as they expand. And I think there's been a high number of Aussies heading over there the last couple of years. So the league wanted to kind of introduce itself and build a relationship there. We went over and had an unbelievable trip, spent a week in Japan, just outside Tokyo, and got to experience the culture. I think that's the first thing that just kind of smacks you in the face, just how nice everyone is, how clean the country is, and just respectful, right? Both on and off the court. They do things a certain way and they do hold certain things in high regard, which, we definitely took away from that trip. And the game itself was super physical. One that's probably more physical than the NBL. So it gave us a bit of an eye opener into what the other leagues are doing and especially them. And I think it resembles more FIBA basketball, right? Where the refs let a lot go and they just let you battle it out. And
right.
That's always welcomed, right? As players, you always want a chance to play a bit more physical. So yeah, it was fantastic. And I hope they keep doing those trips because it just gives guys an opportunity just to experience something different and an appreciation to, know, hey, this is what we have in the NBL. This is our product. But then there's also other leagues around the world that do it, the same, if not better, and stuff like that too.
Fantastic. Okay, so getting to our round one game. Wildcats taking on Jack Jumpers. It is happening Saturday night at RAC Arena. It is the first big hit out of the season. It's fascinating. The other day, I saw a report that it's like, supporters, they feel it tougher than players do. They get more emotionally invested, rah-rah. I'm like, that is absolute garbage. Yeah, we might stress a little bit on the sidelines. You guys are actually there on the court getting things done. What is the feeling coming in to a brand new season. You're back at the Wildcats. There's a bit of excitement because it's a fresh new look to the team. How have you got yourself prepared for round one?
I think we have, I think we've put in a really good body of work this preseason. Obviously, with the new team, you're always a little bit nervous at how quick you gel, how quick you understand offenses and defenses. And Chiba, you would appreciate that stuff takes time, right? And for us, it's been pretty seamless. JR, the coaching staff have done a phenomenal job of incorporating and integrating us all into the offense and defense and kind of what brand of basketball we want to play this year. So gearing up for round one, it's always exciting, especially playing at home. It's always something that you want to win that first game just to get that monkey off your back. And yeah, I think once the season's underway, it just rolls over, right? And, you always focus on mini-series and trying to win X amount in this 4-game patch, X amount in this 4-game patch. But for us, yeah, all our attention is obviously on that round one, that Tassie team, which have been a finals contender, ever since they've entered the league. And they've always played us really tough. And, a game we're looking forward to as well, because that's when we get to test the work we've done in preseason and to see how really effective we've been, right? Because right now, everyone thinks they're a championship contender, because no one's won or lost a game. So you can tell pretty quickly, right, after round 1 and 2, where you are as a group and where the rest of the league is. And just to see how much work you need to keep doing or where you sit and things that are working well and things that you need to keep improving on.
In terms of the team itself, to get someone like Mason Jones into the team, it's a huge acquisition. And obviously with everything that happened in the off-season, Bryce leaving, yes, we understand that happened. But there was a lot of thought of being reactionary into who you get to fill that spot and other spots that have been left. And obviously there was some names that were come through over the off season leading into a new season. But to take the time and to get someone like Mason Jones into this club, that is massive. He has an incredible resume.
Yeah, he does. And he's a bit of a live wire, Mason. Yeah, he landed yesterday, I think at 9 a.m.
Gosh.
Came straight to the practice facility because we had a practice game against Southeast.
Yes.
And he's on the bench talking, yelling, just laughing. You can tell he's a fun guy to be around, brings a lot of energy. And as you said, to get him was massive, right? And I think doing the due diligence was important because we have got such a good group and a group that is going to play the right way, share the ball and just be professionals and winners. And I think getting that last piece just to get us over the edge is definitely really important. And Mason's the guy, right? As you said, his resume is unbelievable. And we hope that he can, obviously landed yesterday, can integrate into the group seamlessly right away. And I think that's why the front office took their time in finding the right person. Because as you know, Chiba, all it takes is one game or one person, and then the season's down the sinker.
100%. You've seen it happen too many times. And you're right. I feel like it was a time there where we were all just waiting for that signing because we thought as soon as he got released, we're like, all right, come on, there has to be some good, some big news coming. What is it? So the fact that they just held their ground and waited I thought that was a pretty good move from them.
100%.
Because the Red Army are relentless.
They
are they? Never known.
Mate.
No.
Jump on their socials at the moment.
Yeah, I'd stay away from them. But, I mean, they're a passionate bunch, the Red Army. We are a passionate bunch. I should put myself in that, absolutely. But, yes.
So was you.
Whoa,
You were the one.
whoa, Sunday. Well, let's not go too far. The Jack Jumpers this season, to be honest, I'm not full bottle on what to expect from them this season. Obviously, we've had some preseason games. What do you expect game one from them?
I mean, their identity is defense. They play a system that's tough, in your face. They're a team that doesn't beat themselves. So you have to make a lot of mistakes and they capitalize on that. I think this year they've gotten more athletic than previous years. Obviously, you can tell they've gone younger in their roster. But expect a tough game. I think that's the thing across the league this year, right? Everyone's geared up. And in years past, right, you've looked at a few teams and you've gone, I'm confident we'll win that one. But now, on any given night, anyone can win. And you need to be able to prepare right, come to the game with the right mindset and, put the right processes in place. Otherwise, you'll get clipped off. And if you lose too many early on, it goes down pretty badly early on. But if you can string a couple on the other end, then you're in good stead. And, going into that Christmas area, you want to be on the top half of the table.
in terms of getting back to RAC Arena and being in red as opposed to being in the opposition. It must be a nice little thrill. As you say, like 12, 13, 14,000 fans, absolutely ravenous inside that arena, inside the jungle.
100%. I think, playing against the Wildcats for the last, 6, 7 years, it's like, a run's coming, and when it comes, can you withstand it?
Mm-hmm.
That's, it's just the test of time. Every time you come to RAC. So being on the other side of that, I can't wait, because if you get on that run early, you may as well, pack the game up because you're confident you're going to win that one, right? And I think you come here over east, they come back. There's a time zone difference. They got to adjust to that. It's a little bit warmer. You got to adjust to that. So everything plays a factor, and the travel's just a little longer too. That's something I'm getting used to this season.
Can't wait for it. The first game is going to be electric inside RAC Arena. If you haven't jumped on and become a member, or if you haven't got yourself a chance to get tickets, jump on wildcats.com.au, not just for the game coming up Saturday night, but future games, including October 2nd, when we're at home against the Illawarra Hawks. Tip-off for the Saturday night game, it is a 6 p.m. tip-off, so make sure that you are sat in your seat. Actually, not sat, you'll be upright in your seat, up and about by 6 p.m. And as we mentioned before, Perth Link's first regular home game is Sunday, October 19. It's an away game against the Adelaide Lightning. That game will be on 9Now, ESPN, KO. Like, you'll be able to follow it. And then you guys, before that, of course, you got the Townsville preseason series coming up as well. Friday, September 26, Melbourne Flyers, and then Sunday, September 28 against University of Canberra Capitals. Excited?
Absolutely. Anything. I do love a game. I'm not going to lie. Anytime in preseason we get a chance to play, I'm here for it. So no, it's good. Great. It'll be a good opportunity to go over there, see where everyone's at. Kind of, I know everyone's not at full strength yet, but give us a good hit out. They could have picked somewhere closer than Townsville. That would have been nice, but we got it. But we're good.
That's literally the furthest road game you have, right?
It is, and it is ridiculous.
Obviously, people know we travel, but I don't think they quite appreciate the travel day. Can you talk us through what it's like for you?
So normally, to get to Townsville, we're at the airport by 5 a.m. It's because the flights always has to be the 6:15 to Brisbane. Yeah. And then by the time the time difference, because you lose whatever 2 hours or whatever it is, or gain 2 hours. And then there's the hour stopover in Brisbane, and then another 2-hour flight up to Townsville. So it's normally, if we are in the airport at 5, we normally aren't in our hotel until 6 p.m. that night. And it cooks you. Like, it absolutely cooks you. And the WNBL love to give us a Sunday afternoon.
No.
Yes, true. That is true.
Sunday afternoon in Townsville. The only good thing is sometimes we get out after, but otherwise, 11 a.m., let's go.
Well, very quickly, are you, like, the way that the season's structured early on for the Wildcats, home game Saturday night, but then it's a week until you take on New Zealand the week after, and then you're back home after a few days. It's sort of stretched out a little bit in the early stages, which is nice.
Yeah, it is. And it's rare.
Yeah.
Obviously, the people who schedule the league and the schedule, they're very cognizant of the Hopman Cup.
Yes,
so
of course.
With the tennis, the Wildcats generally play a lot of home games early on. In December, January, you're on the road, and then you're back home in Feb. So, yeah, having a stretched out first couple of games is important. Obviously, for a new group, you always want to gel, and the more practice time you have, the better. But in the season, we just bring the games on.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I love that you called it the Hopman Cup. I don't think it's been the Hopman Cup for a few years. But it's like, I know, it's like the United Cup or something like that. God, bring back the Hopman Cup.
Bring back the Hopman Cup.
I agree. Look, Wildcats, as we said, it's a huge opener up against Tasmania Jack Jumpers, 6 p.m. tip-off at RAC Arena. If you want details on that, wildcats.com.au. You've gotten through the first show, guys, the first episode of a new season of the Perth Wildcast. The Honey Badger, Sunday Dech, well done to you.
I shouldn't have said that.
The Sloth, Alex Ciabattoni. Hey, you get the Sloth, Chibba. You get the Sloth. Would you prefer that?
Yeah, we can trade.
Yeah, exactly.
You got it.
Alex Ciabattoni, thank you very much. We'll be back for another episode very, very soon. Of course, you can catch the podcast anywhere you get your podcasts, especially through the Listener app. And we will talk to you again before, hopefully, the next home game.